your in-laws are not your enemies. Your in-laws are not outlaws. Your in-laws are
what if
family.
they are behaving like enemies?
If they are behaving like enemies, do what Jesus says. Love them.
And pray for them.
Love them, pray for them, bless them.
Yeah.
You see, we need to win them over.
Oh.
I have a gift for your teen daughter. Sorry to interrupt the conversation. My name is Rawder Kidula, and I present to you this book for my beautiful teen girl. It's a gift challenging the teen girl to have godly values. It talks about many issues that they go through and inspires them to be better teens. See details on the screen of how you can get it. Thank you.
I tell Turi, our parents will die. Yep. And I tell Turi, we have 4 funerals to do. 4 very painful funerals. 2 of your parents, 2 of my parents. And it's a guarantee, they will die. And we will attend those funerals, we will cry, and when they are gone, we are the next generation. God forbid if the next generation can't see each other eye to eye. And so we must love one another. We don't have a choice. Even if they are drunkards, love them. Even if they are cocaine addicts, love them. Even if they are promiscuous, love them, accept them, love them. Because at the end of the day, this is your family. It's your family.
Even
they're not friends.
They didn't like me in the beginning.
The more reason to be Christ-like.
To marry me.
How will the light of Christ be seen? You know, at times people say, 1 Corinthians 13, people quote it in weddings, and at times they just go like, why would you quote such an unromantic passage for your wedding? Love is patient, love is kind. That is the most unromantic passage. Why would you quote that in your wedding? Love is patient. So what you're basically saying, I am dealing with someone who makes me impatient. So I must be patient. Love is kind. I'm dealing with someone who is mean to me.
Doesn't keep a record of wrong.
Meaning there are many wrongs that have been done to me.
Yeah.
So that thing is just romantic on the surface. When you look on the form, it is romantic. When you look at the substance, it is sanctifying. It requires death to self. And let me tell you, the Christian death to self is not a yearly subscription, it's a daily subscription. And so what that means is that love must be exercised. And in the Christian faith, love is not a function of your emotions, it's a function of your will. When Christ was about to die on the cross, he did not feel like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to die on that cross. He was not fantasizing about the cross. In fact, he said, is it possible? Is there another way? You know? So the love that he demonstrated for us was a function of his will. That's how it should be. Waturi was very intentional in connecting with my mom. You know? And she can tell you how she did that.
School us.
Oh wow. I'm happy to share that. So again, that was an act of obedience. And I think one thing I always say is that God truly works all things together for your good. If you trust the Lord, he does wonderful wonders. So when I got married and I came from the honeymoon, the Lord told me, I know you were given advice to keep your Adoni, your in-laws, at bay and respect them, keep them at bay. He says that is counter my word, because you can never love people from afar. And so I said, okay. So he told me, so you're going to do something different. Because when you are born again and you are submitted to me, you follow what I say, even if it's countercultural.
Yes.
And I said, yes, Lord, okay. So I said, I want you to call your mom-in-law every week.
I'm going to send this to 5 people I have in
every week. Mind you, my mom-in-law, when I was dating my husband and boyfriend then, she never made any effort intentionally to know me. Oh, you're the girlfriend. She did not. So I was starting from literally zero. I knew her. She knew of me. She was polite. She was kind.
Marriage is hard enough.
So you can imagine developing with your in-law, and then as I mentioned to you, getting married, things were not the smoothest. So there were times of tension, not with me, but like maybe clashes with my mom-in-law, my mom-in-law, the aunties, her friends, my aunties. So I didn't get in the middle, but I saw the tension. I had the vitriol. So I was like, oh my gosh, what does my mom-in-law think of me?
Yes.
She welcomed me, but deep down I just felt like she must also be hurting from my family. and I'm part of that family. You
Yes.
know, like, what does she think of me? So I told the Lord, why this going to be so hard? But you know what? I told the Lord, you know what, Lord? Love covers a multitude of sin.
Yeah.
And I told the Lord, okay, I will do it. So I would call her. And it was awkward, for sure. Yeah, so sometimes I think people say, oh, God, it will be awkward. And they think, God, it will not be awkward. It will.
It will be
Like,
awkward.
yeah, it will be. And when I called her, you know, it was, the conversation lasted a minute. Because there was nothing to say. Hi, how are you? Fine. How is your week? Is it okay? It's okay. Bye.
Right.
I told the Lord that was the most. So we said, next week,
Next
we're
week
back.
we do this again.
Over and over. And of course, as you talked now, you'd maybe expand your week kidogo, expand. Yeah, it rained. I didn't rain at yours. You go to weather now. So 1 week, I remember I forgot to call my mom. We got busy or something, and I lost track. And the magic happened. My mom-in-law called me.
Oh.
Yeah, and that's when I realized, the ice has thawed. It's not an ice, not because she was, there was any frost, but you can see that things are beginning to move. You get what I mean? Like there's some movement.
Yeah.
And so when she called me and she's like, hi, Tori, I've not heard from you. How are you doing? And I was like, wow, it's two-way now. And that's where everything turned into magic and the miracles began to happen. And I told the Lord, wow. And I didn't know what I was missing. I'm so close to my mom in love. She's amazing. She's a mentor to me. Like, it moved from mom-in-law to mom-in-love to my mom. Like, she's my mom. She says, hi, my daughter, Turi, hi. You know, we talk for hours. I'm a bit honest about the family now because now we are really close. And I really thank God. In fact, I look back and I was like, if I didn't take that step, Lord, I just don't know. Because there are areas and passions that my mom in love speaks to that my own mom would not know.
Yeah.
Like, she speaks life into them. She's really been such a great inspiration. I thank God for her every day. And God has helped me start traditions that have made a big difference to her. So, like, it has made me be free. Like, I get home, I get into her kitchen. Sometimes you'd feel, Naingia, in Western kitchens a big deal, so you feel like but God would tell me, no, your mom knows, your mom's heart, get in and fix a meal. And we'd go to Mumias and I would do that, and Anna's mom would be melted like, gosh, you've cooked, I've come home and there's food. So, and that came through a lot of love and trust that was built, and I really thank God for that. She's really have been very low moments in my life, and I knew if I didn't establish that relationship, I would not be a part of the woman I am today. And it has really helped our marriage as well. Like, knowing that I have a friend in my mom in love, like, is very I look forward to going to Western. I look forward
Christmas
starting to spoiling her with gifts. It's a joy. So I really thank God in that obedience. And God takes us to the families. We're never in our families by coincidence. Yeah, we are never in the families we are in by coincidence. So I've really seen that power, and I really thank God that I took that step. And I'd encourage every lady to do that.
It's not too late.
Yeah.
It's not too late. And the whole idea of difficulty should be out of the question.
Absolutely.
Christ never talks about ease. He always talks about possibility.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, the word easy, I was reading a certain theologian who was looking at the words of the New Testament. They're saying the only time that word appears in the New Testament is when Christ says, my yoke is easy.
Yeah.
My burden is light.
Trying to give it to us.
And it's given to us.
Imagine.
So I think there's a misconception many times with believers that if God has given me a blessing, then they should be easy.
Yeah.
When Joshua was told conquer the promised land, there was nothing easy about that. What he was given is guarantee of inheriting it if he fights, if he conquers. So it's the same for us believers. Getting married, having relationship in laws, there will be no ease, there will be no fairy tale, there will be difficulty, it will be uphill, it will be sweaty, it will be, but it will be fulfilling if you die to self.